Hello guys, in the last video we discussed about the text component and how we can modify our text with the help of different parameters. And today we will discuss about one of the most important parameter, that is modifier. So this text we are using in this greeting composable function, and here we are using this greeting composable function. So first let's delete this and let's call here simply greeting function now. Every component of Jetpack Compose has one common parameter, that is modifier. So today in this video we will discuss how this modifier works and what is this. So let's type modifier is equal to modifier this modifier.compose.ei, and here if we want to give some background behind this text, then simply we can place dot and background. Let's use yellow color and preview it here. Like this, with the help of modifier we have given a background color to our text, and we can also give border to this background, like we can simply use border. In this way we can use many functions of this modifier with the help of this dot chain. So here let's see, for the border let's use width 1.dp, and let's import dp, and color black. And as we discussed earlier, for text there is .sp unit. For everything else in Jetpack Compose we use .dp unit. Now let's see the changes. As we can see, our border has been placed, and if we want to give some margin between our text and border, so there is a modifier function padding 10 dp, and see the changes. As we can see, with the help of this padding we have given some space between our text and this border. In Jetpack Compose there is no margin, we give space with the help of padding only. And now let's run this in our emulator and we will discuss more. First let's maximize this little bit, and here we can see there is no space between our screen and this text box. So we want to give some spacing. How we can do so? We will use padding function here. Let's give padding 20.dp and then run our app. Here we can see there is some space as we intended. So for this modifiers function there are two important things. First, we can use one function more than once, and also their order is very important. Like we have used this padding function for giving some space twice, and also I have used in a particular order. Like if I want to change this order, so first let's use this background. So what this modifier will do? First it will give the background from the top left of the screen. Then it will give some padding. Then it will draw the border, and then it will give some padding. So let's run this. Here we can see the order of these modifier functions are very important. Like first it has given this background, and then it has given padding, and then border, then padding. Now let's use one more modifier function, that is clickable. What this clickable function will do? It will provide a clickable effect on every component which has this clickable modifier. So now let's run this and see. Now here if we want to give, so we can see there is only clickable effect on the text. This is because we have used this clickable modifier in the last, because first it has given these backgrounds, padding, border, and again padding, and then the clip cable effect. But if we want the clickable effect to this outline box, for that I can simply place this clickable function to above after this border. So now let's run. Here if we click, then we can see now clickable effect is in this box. If we want the clickable effect to this yellow part, then I can simply move for upward this clickable function to here. Now let's run. Now if we click, then we can see there is clickable effect in the whole background area. So this suggests us that these modifier order of these modifier functions are very important. So whenever you use the modifier function, so always keep in mind their order. So in this video we will discuss only about these modifier function, but there are so many. Like if we place this dot, and we can see there are many more modifier function like these. We will discuss more about these modifier function in the next few videos, when we will discuss about rows, columns, icons. Then we will discuss about other modifier functions. Now we will see how we can place a button in our app with the help of Jetpack Compose. So for button, first let's minimize this emulator, and for button we can simply type button, and here we can see with the button there is always a on click function, because button will always be clickable. First let's see the preview of this. If we want some text in this button, simply we will use text in this. Now let's see the preview. So like this we can make our button, but if we want to give some different color to this button, so simply what we will do, there is a parameter called color. So we will use that parameter, and here button default dot button color. Here we will say background color to cyan, and content color means whatever inside the box, so it will be black. Now let's see the changes. So like this we can give some different color to our button, and the corner of this button is already rounded, but if we want to give some more rounded shape, then we can use shape rounded corner shape 15 dp. Now let's see the changes. Now here we can see that our button has more rounded corners. Now if we want to give some border to this button, then we will simply use border parameter, border stroke. Here we will say width 1 dp and color to black. So now let's see the changes. Now we can see there is a border to our button. So let's run this in the emulator also. Like this there is a button in our app. So if we want to give some icon to our button also, simply we can say here. So in this way we will place an icon. So in the next video we will discuss about how many types of icons are there and how we can implement these icons. So first let's run this. Here we can see there is an icon before this text, and if we want one more icon after this text, we can simply copy this and paste here and say done icon. And now let's run this. So like this we can place many more things in this button. Everything will be side by side. So now apart from this standard button, there are two more buttons, outline button and text button. So for that let's minimize this and Let's delete this button and use outline button and say text, and let's see the preview first. So here we can see this is our outline button which has been provided by the Jetpack Compose. So there are two major difference between this outline button and simple button, that by default it has outline and has no background color. So these are the two differences. Because this outline is not much visible, so we can give the more width to this outline button by simply using the border perimeter. Now let's see the changes. Like this we can modify our outline button also. There is one more button, that is text button. Like this we use this text button. So now let's see the changes. So this text button is simply a text which has a clickable effect. So in this video we will discuss only these things related to button, but you can discover more about these buttons by simply going to their source file. Let's press Ctrl B to this text button and it will forward us to this text composable. Here we can see there is outline button and there is also a simple button. Here we can read more about these buttons. So in the next video we will discuss about icons and images. Thanks for watching.